People into Tier 3v3 Faction War. This is Valderus Refinery and Space Marines versus Orks Game 1. For the Blue Orc team, it's Commissar Yarrick as a mech boy, teleporting commander that fights range combat, puts out some good damage, can also support with structures, repair and disrupt. Alongside, Pibb is a Warboss melee commander that walks through objects on very good offense, disruption and support from the front lines. These are both using the Blood Axes elite scheme. And rounding off the Blue Orky team is Forestradio as a Commando knob, infiltrating commander that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style begins range combat with a twin link shooter. This is the Death Skulls elite scheme. Red Space Marine team, we have Cadaras, also known as Osinski, playing a Force commander, very good offense, fights in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. This is the Space Wolves elite scheme. Alongside, Zato is a Techmarine, starts off range combat, puts out some good damage, can also support with structures and repair, and getting melee build going also. And rounding off this Red Space Marine team is Noisy as an Apothecary, support commander that fights in melee combat. By default begins with a target heal, a passive health, regeneration aura to the Blood Angels elite scheme, a Death Company Apothecary there. Forced off fully by Yarrick. This is it then, the first faction war of 2015. Orcs need to be very aggressive early on, and they need to actually do stuff with that aggression. They need to bash power and wipe squads if they possibly can. At least bleed some marine models here. But this, in general, is a very, very good map for triple Space Marines. They can camp the mid, which usually turns into a massive meat grinder with plasma cannons and terminators and land raid redeemers, and just make it very, very difficult. Orcs maybe should be focusing the flanks as much as they can. Try and bring the action away from the middle. Sluggers forced off there. I was also expecting triple knobs or something. Triple Commando knobs to try and hunt down those land raiders with rocket launchers and stuff. Sluggers here having a bad time for Yarrick, but they will get away. Double tactical marines for Noisy with shotgun scouts. Oh, running into a proximity mine, so he's going to get the Sergeant, I would think, now that he knows those proximity mines are around. Warboss in retreat, gets away. Forestradio with a lot of pressure here. Sometimes you see this, especially in a team game, where there's not a lot of pressure to cap on the other side of the map or anything, so it's usually just a big army v army engagement. And when you only have tactical marines and scouts, it's going to be tough to stand against double shooters and sluggers and a commander and stuff. So expect lots of big pushes early on by the Orcs and the Space Marines to gain momentum. Hopefully for them, anyway. Here's a relay beacon up very early from Zato, in a bit of an odd place as well, right near his power. Is that just inviting pressure on his power there? We'll see how it goes. Force Commander in retreat. Osinski or Cadaras going straight for some Assault Marines, which are important in this matchup, I think, in team games. You can jump the double shooters, which usually leads to the Orc getting grenade on the looters. Ouch. Usually leads to the Orc getting a pain boy, and then that leads to the Space Marine player getting devastators, which maybe leads to either Storm Boys or the Orc player trying to get to tier 2 and using some sneaky tactics. Until then, we will see. I'm actually seeing devastators up from Zato. We'll see what Noisy goes for. I don't think he's just going to go tier 2 with double tax. He's going to get Devs or Assault Marines up. And I imagine that's going to be Assault Marines, since Yarrick has looters over there. Here are the Assault Marines for Osinski, in amongst those shooters who do have their big shooters up. And Forestradio also has looters. Was not expecting looters from 2 Orc players here. Look at this though. It's Pibb who's got through and is bashing power. Nicely done. Going to take at least one generator. 491, 299. It's a good start for the Orcs. Double cap. We have double sniper scouts. No, a single sniper scout for Zato. Assault Marines jumping in, finding some more Storm Boys, and they do wreck them pretty badly with that 27 DPS melee or whatever it is. Tactical Marines on capping duty now. Pibb in retreat, but did well. Kept these Space Marines pegged back a little bit. Took a generator. And it's Yarrick now with Death Gun on his mech boy, so he has 2 sources of suppression that he can layer. And what's great about the mech boys suppression is that if you catch something jumping on you, you can teleport away before they land and get yourself in shooting path again. 486, 287, jumps the looters. Looters, of course, can infiltrate, which is interesting for a setup team. A trait I usually forget about. Ouch. Wow, really nice grenade on those. I think it hit the shooters mainly, who do eventually retreat. Sluggers in trouble. He's going to lose those sluggers, I think. Yep, Assault Marines finishing them off, and do not lose a model. Pain Boy on the field for Pibb. Don't think he has power melee anymore, or he shouldn't have it. It's either fixed now or will be fixed. But it's 40 DPS and has a damage over time. Also has that awesome heal over time ability, of course, which was recently nerfed to last 8 seconds instead of 10, I believe. It is still very useful, of course. And there it is, used on the Warboss himself, who's gone for Angry Bits. Was expecting him maybe to get the War Banner up to support all of his orky friends, but he's gone for Angry Bits. That will help him on his flank plate. Allows you to charge up and down his 2 flanks and then get in behind stuff. So it will be useful for him. Nobody going for Storm Boys. That's another thing the Orks can do in this matchup. Get your Storm Boys out. Try and force that big power dump of a Dreadnought purchase in tier 2 for Space Marines. Be ready for that Dreadnought purchase. Take it down and you've done well. Kicking off on west side. The Assault Marines in a bit of trouble, but they're saved by the shotgun blast. Are they? Yes, they are. Nicely done by Noise. He has double flamers. Look at this, triple War Banners from Yarrick. That's 225 requisitions spent there. If all of these get taken down, that's like battering power kind of in rec cost. Double tax with the Apothecary should be okay here. And they do force off the sluggers. And we're now, I think, take down all of the War Banners. Yes, they do. Oh, not quite. This one's still there with 3 hit points. Down it goes, and Yarrick is stuck just outside his base. We might see Noisy go for power here. Will be a little risky though. Sorry, got some freaking hiccups here. Nurgle blesses me again. Kommando backing away with the better combat kit. Will we see him get the knife maybe to go after those Assault Marines? Because Sluggers are struggling here. Is he going to lose them again? He does lose them again. Ouch. But now he has a Death Dread. Osinski will probably bat the head away when he sees this thing. There we go. It's doing well on this side though, Osinski. Blob capping. The Techmarine should back away there. Let the Tactical Marines cap that. 439, 287. 2-1 cap, and Yarrick and Pibb alongside all these Blood Axe Orks are going to try and bash power here, and they might get all 3 of them with the size of this army. Noisy is coming back out of base. Those Death Company Assault Marines. Double flame attacks and fully upgraded scouts. Apothecary with no upgrades yet. He's level 2. Can they bash all of this? Would be a good win for them if they can. Devastators for Zato refacing the Death Dread, which was going straight for the generators, as you'd imagine, with burners and bits taking up to 950 hit points from 650. But it's scared away, or chasing down the Assault Marines rather, I think. Ouch! Noisy doing well, fighting 2 players and doing a really good job of it. Jumping in aggressively with his Assault Marines. Warboss tying up the Tactical Marines, which is what he should be doing, I think. Looters will reface. The Assault Marines are off the field, so those Looters will do great here, I think. Warboss can try and back those Tactical Marines into the Looters, but they're suppressed in a way. Shooters need to back away here. Whose are these? These are Pibb's. Warboss in retreat now has the power core up. 392, 287. So really is going to want to focus on flank play, I think, because hitting the middle head-on late game can be very, very difficult on this map. Mech Boy chucking out some mines. Double sniper scouts for Zato it was in the end. Death Dread causes some real problems here for Osinski, and we do have the Assassin's Knife. 70 melee DPS on this thing. Not bad. The Assassinate ability, I can't remember how much damage it does. I think it will one-shot a Devastator model. I'm not sure if it one-shots a Tactical Marine model. 368, 287. Death Dread for Pibb now, chasing down tactical marines of Zato, and he gets a model. We're going to see advanced targeting devastators here. Didn't want to overcommit on a las cannon, I think, for a death dread. And there you see mark target. Wow, special attack wiping out tactical marines there. Death dread has already done a fantastic job. Those were Zato's tactical marines. 368, 232. The Assault Marines jumping in. They have melter bomb ready to use. I think it's 50 energy to use it though, I think. Tactical marines with missile launcher also there. There's the melter bomb. They took some smacks though from the death dread, which will go down here. Down it goes. Did well though, Pibb's death dread. Mech boy's gone down. Still double flamers for those tactical marines. We might see double plasma guns later on if there's a bunch of knobs or something. Warboss charging in. On demand disruption, always useful of course with that angry bits. Storm boys up for Forestradio, fully upgraded here. Well, not fully upgraded, don't have their improved rocket packs, but they do have that very, very scary Storm boy knob leader. Like 300 hit points on that guy or something, maybe even 400, and heavy melee damage. He's scary. Pain boy from Pibb to support them also. Tank busters up from Pibb. Maybe he was expecting a dreadnought. I sure was expecting a dreadnought, but we don't see one. We see a whirlwind from Noisy, and another whirlwind, and yet another whirlwind from Asinski. Triple whirlwinds, good grief. They're going for the defensive game here with those devastators as well, with the sniper scouts. It's going to be very difficult to push. Space Marine have such a powerful backline when tripled up. That is arguably the best backline in the game, though you could make the argument that the Imperial Guard have it with their bunkers and stuff. 368, 266, but with that Land Red Redeemer, so strong. Staggered jump with Whirlwind Disruption also weighing in. Orks with the 2-to-1 cap. Doing well. They're doing well. They're not doing superbly. They haven't bashed power as much as they would have liked, I'm sure. But doing okay and hitting tier 3 at the right time here. Pibb and Forestradio, and their purchases are going to be really important. I think they should try and spread it out. Looted tanks, battle wagons, knobs, flash kits, just hit them with everything. Flash kits so underused against Space Marines. I mean, Noisy has double tactical marines. Flash kits with blasters from Yarrick would be so painful for them, especially since he can support them with that Mech Boy Global. Is it more Dakar or something, I think it's called, with a damage buff and knockdown. Awesome global. Flash kits with that. Double flash kit with blasters would absolutely wreck those tactical marines. We'll see what he goes for. He hasn't actually gone tier 3 yet though, Yarrick. Here is Osinski's Whirlwind. Tactical Marines on capping duty. Oh, sorry, Stone Guard veterans from Zato with a weird boy for Yarrick. Always a good and safe choice. There's the Zap, or whatever it's called. Tactical Marines moving away from their own army there, as you can see, since that will jump to another target. Warp Vomit on the Assault Marines, such an annoying ability. 8 seconds stun. Needs to be careful of this weird boy. Mark target and Stone Guard veterans with Hellfire rounds. Take him out. Quick time Hellfire rounds. Doing damage of a time to light infantry and commanders. The weird boy counting as a commander in terms of its armor class. Kraken bolts would have actually done better damage against the commander there, but Hellfire doing the job. Here are Vengeance rounds now loaded in for that Death Dread, I assume. 340, 248. Orky commanders in amongst things. Look at this. Rocket launcher is up for the commander. Took out the whirlwind with it, I would imagine. Now switches back to his knife. Plasma cannon gets away, which is going to be annoying, but now he can turn and bash with burners. Oh, he's fighting in melee. Oh, here comes Osinski in a way, so I don't think he's going to be able to finish that bash. And those scouts do have a sergeant, so they can spot that knob leader if he tries to infiltrate. Noisy being careful with his double whirlwinds. Needs to be extra careful now. That Commander knob rocket launcher is up. Ouch! Big plasma gun hit on the Storm Boys. That was painful. And he loses the squad, does he? Can the scouts finish them off? Are they trying to get in position for a grenade? There's the attempt. Good attempt. Couldn't quite manage it. And the Storm Boys do get away. Plasma cannon hit on a little range blob of Orks. Way too bunched up there. Does manage to avoid most of the disruption with his double shooters. Ouch. Plasma cannon again. That thing is so painful. Doesn't even cost any power, the plasma cannon. Almost a friendly fire hit on the tactical marines there, but they do get away, and Zato will be in charge of taking back the natural VP. Look at this though, Noisy pushing it against Yarrick is now going to bash power with double flame attacks. Also has fully upgraded assault marines now with Sergeant and Thunder and Lightning, which of course can throw those blind grenades. Not something you see very often, since assault marines are a really energy intensive unit. You're jumping and using melter bombs usually, and after that you don't really have the energy to throw blind grenades. 318, 199. Nice little niche ability though. Is Noisy going to get away? Just about gets away with those tactical marines. Level 3 as well, did not want to lose them. Now all these Orks are going to run into double whirlwinds, and that's what happens. Almost the entire army disrupted there. Shotgun scouts also knocking back these sluggers. Whirlwinds do need to be still to fire, so that's one thing to consider. Push against them, keep them moving, and they can't shoot at you. 288, 199. Now a triple cap for the Space Marines, and they need to not rest here. They don't have Land Raiders and Terminators up, so they need to keep the pressure going. Zato should move up slightly, I think, with his scouts. Take some pot shots. Osinski getting caught by Stormboys who jump after his tactical marines. Stormboys are generally really bad at chasing and didn't actually attack the tactical marines there. 254, 199. Look at these shooter boys out shooting Stone Guard veterans here. Shooter boys do so much piercing damage. Don't want to get close to those scouts though. Oh, look at this. Pibb flanking inwards, catching Zato's stuff. Really, really good flank. Slightly unlucky they didn't get there a couple of seconds earlier. Would have wiped out those Stone Guard veterans, I think, with the power claw and the sluggers there. Wipes out the plasma cannon. Yes, he does. Really, really good flank from Pibb. 233, 199. Force Commander's almost level 4. Fighting sluggers and a Warboss. Doesn't have the energy now to use his battle cry. And that, I think, is a down Force Commander. Can he take out the Warboss though before he goes down? It's going to be close. No, can't take him out. Power bash now from Yarrick. It's a late power bash, but it still is one. Looted tank is up. Forestradio still has his death threat as well. 231, 194 Orks from Forestradio. Really? Completely wasted it. That is a big, big deal. I thought for sure they'd keep their Orks for a really late game against the Land Raiders and stuff, which they must know the Space Marines want. And he wastes it. Obviously trying to get those double tactical marines, and if he did get them, it would have been awesome. But that was a really risky time to use them, and the rocks are going to be so important for the Orks. Down goes the looted tank, thanks to these tactical marines doing so much damage with those missile launchers, level 4 and level 3. Batwagon up for Pibb, also a Batwagon for Yarrick now. No sign of flash kits. 231, 167. I'm sure that they are just afraid of the assault marines jumping in and wrecking them, I suppose. There is a Warboss there to counter-initiate. Yarrick can also use that force field thing that disrupts stuff to counter-initiate as well. So I think they're missing out here, not getting flash kits up quickly. Really going to keep the tactical marines on their toes. 219, 161. Noisy has preserved his whirlwinds. Even got one of them to level 2. Look at this. Batwagon from Pibb does have the unit inside. You can tell by that yellow light bar, which means it has increased speed and will fire all of its weapons. Oh no, that gun hit terrain. Stone Guard veterans from Zato getting on their way to level 2. Here's the second Batwagon hitting the field. We'll see what Forestradio goes for. I think it should get flash kits, not knobs, but we'll see. Batwagon floating around strangely. It's not too bad. Durability, this thing, 2,700 hit points is not bad. That's more than the Phobos. And this thing is really quick as well. 219, 118. Oh, there's Angel of Death from Noisy. Want to try and tank the damage of that battle wagon, get those missile launcher shots in. Melter Bomb was already gone off. Pain Boy standing around, backing away now. Angel of Death, a global ability from the Apothecary. Gives all of your infantry units 50% damage resistance and knockback immunity, and down goes some looters. Those were Forest-Radios, I think. Ouch. Pain Boy goes down. Some heavy losses now for Orks. Space Marines will take mid. And can the Orks get it back? Land Red Redeemer on the field for Zato. Another one on the way for Asinski. Is there a better support unit in the entire game? I don't think there is. They're tough. 2,500 hit points. Retreat point, reinforce point. They heal you over time. And they pack a punch from close range. You can also put units inside, which you don't really use for transporting since Land Raiders are so slow, but once you put a unit inside, it will very, very quickly regenerate health, which is very useful for Terminators. Bit of a strange trait that when you go inside you regenerate health like crazy. Will help them avoid nasty rocks, of course. Knob squad it is that Forestradio has gone for. He's got Meaner and Greener up, but I think they're just going to get flung around constantly by the whirlwinds. Not to mention the frag assault from the Land Raiders. Land Raiders plural, because here comes Asinski's Space Wolf Land Raider. They need a lot of AV. They need a lot of it. Yarrick needs to get the Beamy Death Gun up. Forestradio needs to do well with his rocket launcher, and they need to get some more tank busters. I think they have one. Battle Wagon does do decent anti-vehicle damage. Wood Boy can also do some damage. Knob Squad obviously will be fantastic if we can get them into melee with the Land Raider, and that is a big if, because Asinski has Shotgun Scout standing by. Also has the awesome disruption from the Thunderhammer. I was expecting him to get the Sacred Standard late game, but I guess not. He's gone for the Iron Halo. 182.94, 2-1 for the Space Marines, and here we hit the supremely powerful late game for triple Space Marines. Terminator's up for Zato as well. Try and push against this. Noisy finally goes tier 3 after getting those double whirlwinds and upgrading his stuff. Does he have any war gear? He's fully upgraded his Apothecary, in fact. Customized Stormbolter, Armor of Purity, and improved medical equipment. That's his heal bot build, I call it, since Armor of Purity reduces the recharge of his heal, and this gives him the energy to use his heal basically whenever he can. 158.94. Knob Squad chasing off the Force Commander. These Assault Marines doing an amazing job. Jumped into Storm Voids, which I thought was going to be bad, but I guess not. Pibb has very little red here, so he might have used... Did he use a rock somewhere, or did he just use loads of Warboss buffs? He's got flash kits on the way though. We'll see how they do. Have they arrived too late? There's a rocks from Yarrick. And Noisy's going to get hit here. He does. Ouch. Loses one of his tactical marines. Almost lost both of them. I thought he moved forward and then was going to use the Angel of Death to tank it, but I guess not. Lucky to get away there, you've got to say. Lucky to get away with one squad alive. Unlucky there for Yarrick. If he got both tactical marines with that nuke, that would have been a nuke well spent, I think, even if he didn't damage the Land Raiders. It's a big chunk of Noisy's army gone if he did that. So many missile launchers for these battle wagons to contend with. Melter bombs as well. Really need to be diligent looking after them. Uh-oh, Widway almost going down. Should be able to get away. Yes, Cyclone missile launcher. This thing is awesome. Look at the damage to that battle wagon. Crazy. Imagine doing that from close range. There's an orbital from, I assume, Asinski. Just piling the misery on Forestradio. Do the Storm Boys get away? Yes, they do. A very brave Assault Marines here, jumping into the Knob Squad. But look at this amazing job Asinski is doing on these guys. Shotgun blast, Assault Marine jump. Now the battle cry from the Force Commander Thunderhammer's there. disrupting them very, very well. Customized Stormbolter from the Apothecary weighing in, now level 5, has his level 5 heal. Probably used it already, has he? There's right in the crosshairs from the rocket launcher. Another squad do force off the assault marines, but they lost 2 models there. Well played from Osinski. 36-94. Flash kits now for Yarrick and for Pibb. But they don't have blasters yet. Blasters doing extra damage to super heavy and heavy infantry. 27-94. Their default SNAS guns with a huge amount of damage, but it's piercing damage, which Space Marines can tank pretty well. So you want to get those blasters up. For some reason they're not getting them yet. Big push from Pibb. Desperation, I think, down to 15 VPs. And there's an orbital on the VP. Forestradio had infiltrated these guys with a global ability, but they're going to get wiped by that orbital beam. And surely Space Marines will go on to take this first game now. I mean, double Land Raiders, double Whirlwinds. How do you push against that? Very, very difficult. Very difficult. Such a good map for Space Marines. And if you're not aware, by the way, the first map in a faction war is randomly selected and then the losers pick. So it looks like the Orks are going to be picking the next map here. There's the 2-to-1. Can something decap mid? There's so much stuff there to just shoot at them. Swamp them from the sluggers. Desperation. Not going to be able to finish that decap. And it's looking grim. And there is the victory for the Space Marines. Flash kits still didn't have their blasters. There you have it, guys. Let's look at the commanders. Level 2 mech with Beamy Def Gun and the Def Gun he had to switch to. Make a Rumbler. And the proximity mines, the Warboss, fully kitted out. Power Claw, heavy armor, and his Angry Bits. Almost level 6, did better than I thought he was going to do there, the Warboss. Commando with Assassin's Knife and the Rocket Launcher. Better Combat Kit, Force Commander level 6. Thunderhammer, Artificer, Iron Halo, pretty standard build there. Techmarine with Muscle Crafted Bolter, Signum, Orbs level 6, and a level 8 Apothecary. Customized Stormbolter, Armor of Purity, and the improved medical equipment. Pretty cool shot there of the Apothecary. There it, guys. Space Marines take the first game. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in Game 2.